All right, this is our 2019 Quintessence Vineyard Merlot. This was aged for about 22 months and 50% new French oak, 10% new American oak. It's a wine we've made for a few vintages now. Fun fact about this wine is it's usually our first red varietal that we bring in every year. Some of this Merlot comes from, a southeastern facing block that is just right into the teeth of the sun. It's probably getting baked this morning as the sun's rising behind the tasting room, and is probably one of the blocks on Red Mountain that sees some of the most sunlight, which makes it one of the blocks in the entire state of Washington that gets the most heat, and makes for a pretty big and interesting Merlot, but really well balanced and something that can age quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, there's something unique about the wines that we make from Quintessence. I don't know, it's hard to describe it a little bit, but when you taste through them, you get it. There's a certain level of concentration, tannin level, and I think it might be from just being on sort of that side of the mountain. With the Cabernet, we've got some elevation and slope. With Merlot, kind of the same thing. Petit Verdot and Cab Franc are more, on more level ground, but maybe just the aspect over there just gives it something a little bit extra. And it's managed by, a different team than we see at this state too. But, since we started buying the fruit in 2012, I've really been excited about what we've been able to make. And truly, it's got to be one of the great young vineyards in the state. It's 300 acres. It's just, I can't think of another property that's really come out and shown as well as it has so early in its life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, managed by Marshall Edwards and his team, who I think's even been in the wine industry longer than you have.
Yeah, maybe.
Hard to believe.
Yeah, he's definitely a dinosaur.
A lot older than you. He shows it too. Probably because he works outside all the time.
Yeah. Okay, back to Merlot.
Yeah, this wine is, like you said, really concentrated. Also fresh for how hot the vineyard site is. I think has a nice kind of like wet rocks or minerality to the wine, which you can see in some of the Quintessence wines sometimes.
And a real lingering taste, and I just tasted some in my mouth, and the thing that just jumps out is like it's still there, for a while after you get done tasting it, which is great. This is so Cabernet-like. If you told somebody it was Cabernet, they might think it was, but it's Merlot, which we've seen over the years you can do, especially in Washington.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some Merlots are pretty front palate heavy, but then it kind of goes away, and I think that's why it gets blended with some other varietals all the time. But yeah, this lingers for the entire experience of tasting this wine. It's awesome. Food pairing wise, I think you could even go into the red meat territory with this one, but I think with Merlot, some of my favorite dishes are barbecued chicken, grilled vegetables, like you said, some richer pasta dishes.
White, like pork, definitely pork.
Has a lot of structure where it can hold up to a lot of different dishes, but isn't going to overpower them as well.
Right.
So. Cheers.
Cheers.